mes amis, hi guys, today I'd like to talk about the Seiko Alpinist SARB017. It's the modern iteration of a long lineage of Seiko sports watches dating back to 1961. I recommend reading the Springboard.com's excellent article about the Alpinist. You'll see that it went through many variations. Some gorgeous ones are reminiscent of vintage Omegas and other watches of their times. Even the more modern versions with dials of various colors are very sought after actually. You can even find rare GMT quartz versions and even 28,800 beats per hour automatic models. Now this SARB017 is readily available though. While it's technically a domestic release, you can easily find it on eBay at around 360 bucks, which is a nice cut from its original yen price tag, which was 50,000 yen. I actually have the price tag over here for you. There you go. And you also get this nice smooth box and instructions on how to operate the inner bezel, which is a compass. Now, with all that in mind, one can see the interest of the watch beyond just the looks. It's meant to perform in style with a 200-meter water resistance rating, sapphire crystal, an inner rotating compass bezel, and a screw-down crown. There is no display back here, but you get the nice classic Alpinist logo. The movement is the 6R15, which beats at 21,600 beats per hour and has a comfortable 50 hours of power reserve. So it is automatic, it can be wound manually, and it is hackable. The main crown here at 3 o'clock is a screw-down crown, as I mentioned. The first position will allow you to hand wind it. Second position changes the date. Third position stops the seconds and sets the time. Now the other crown here at the 4 o'clock position operates the inner bezel and is not a screw-down crown. We'll talk about this a bit more later. The watch also has the DiaShock or DiaShock protection on the balance wheel, which has been invented by Seiko decades ago and is one of the signatures of their better movements. And it's really adapted to this watch, which is made for people who enjoy walking in mountains, hiking. Now that those technical aspects are out of the way, let's discuss how it is to own. It's been my weekend watch actually for several months. It's reliable and works with different straps. I have it on this rubber strap that complements the inner bezel, but it looks smashing on either the champagne NATO strap that I like a lot here, or on this, I believe you call it RAF type strap, which perfectly matches all the color of the watch itself, including these golden buckles. The stock strap is quite awful. It's a nice brown color, fake crocodile, but it's just very cheap feeling. You'd never want to wear it. So it's a bit sad at the 50,000 yen price point to not have a better strap. Now do check out the strap code Super Angus Jubilee bracelet. Check it out on their website. That one looks very nice on this watch, and it's made specifically for this watch. Now the size is perfect. It's just under 40 millimeter. It wears somehow like 38 millimeter with the crown guard and the second crown giving it a bit more presence. It has some heft, but surely doesn't feel heavy at all. The case polishing and shapes are elegant, as you can see, so it can be worn with a more formal attire if you pair it with the right strap. I think you don't really have to go for the green or the brown, you know. I like to stay away from those colors as much as possible and try to be a bit more imaginative with this watch. Now the choice of the hour, minute and seconds hand is very tasteful, and it's another sign that Seiko has put great care in putting this watch together for the enthusiasts. Now, two things that I don't care for are the wobbly inner bezel. I'll show you here. I don't know how much of, yeah, you can see it. Not only does it go around, but it goes a bit up and down as you operate it, and also it tends to move as you walk around, which is not exactly the sign of a precision instrument. Also the lume dots, of course the hands are lumed. That lovely seconds hand, I think one of the nicest seconds hand you will ever find on any watch. Those hands have lume on them, and it's quite generously applied, so you probably can figure out the time for the whole night. But the hour markers don't have any lume on them. There's only a little bubble, a little dot of lume on top of them. And I don't find these very elegant on any watch, and they're surely not going to last all night. There is nothing to distinct the 12 hour from the rest, so you might also get a bit lost in reading the time at night with this watch. Now, while we're talking about the hands and the markers, I think we should look at the dial, which is a beautiful green sunburst. It's unusual, obviously, in a collection. And also, let's take a look at the date window. Luckily, it's a black date wheel, and the window is nicely framed, so it ties in really well with the rest of the watch. Now, having said all this, I'm kind of moving towards wearing divers on the weekend, and I've kind of grown tired of the looks of this Alpinist. I think a few people have flipped it and bought it back. It's true that it's quite a polarizing look, and yeah, you might get a bit tired of it. And as my collection expands and my watch box runs out of available slots, especially at the rate at which Seiko is releasing fun Prospex models, yeah, I have to consider a bit which watches I can keep and which watches I should sell or give away to maybe a family member. Now, speaking of Prospex, the Alpinist itself, I believe, used to be part of the Prospex range. So these are my thoughts about this watch. If you're in love with the looks and need a rugged companion for your weekend hikes, this is one very sturdy piece that is affordable and can be worn during the weekdays as well. But do take your time when considering this purchase, and make sure that you don't grow weary of the polarizing looks. All right, bye-bye, guys. One more thing to mention, as many people ask me, where do I buy these straps? Just type, you know, rubber strap 20mm or 22mm on eBay, and you will find them from Taiwan. If you're in Asia, it's free shipping. And you can also find the very same straps. They don't really have a name, they don't really have a brand. In the UK, they're quite comfortable. They're not the uber quality. It's not like Omega type of feel, but they do their job. They do pinch, these minders here do pinch the hair on the wrist a little bit, but overall it's they're very nice, and the size at the lugs is exactly what you order, so it doesn't leave any space. All right, bye bye.